All right, guys, so we made it to the end of the series with this episode 6, and people are in jail, people are in prison, people are behind bars. So do you feel that justice was actually served? Let's talk about it. My name is Brandon Keith Avery, and this is just my opinion. Hey, what's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Just My Opinion. For my series finale on HBO Max for We Own This City, episode 6 titled Part 6, Suitor is concerned about his grand jury subpoena after the GTTF Gun Trace Task Force arrest. Jenkins learns his Gun Trace Task Force cops are cooperating as his crimes come to light. Davis battles over consent decree funding, still questions if the system can be reformed. Guys, I just want to let you know that this is going to be a spoiler-filled recap. I'm going to spoil it up, down, left, right, in, and out. As if you've already seen it, you have been warned. If you happen to like the video, please also give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, helping me reach my next milestone of 40,000 subscribers. And if you stick to the end of the video, I'll tell you a good reason why you will want to subscribe. And also, if you want to follow me on social media, all that is in the description box of this video, as well as the pinned comments. But right here, the first thing, Suitor is concerned about his grand jury subpoena after the GTTF arrest. So if you saw my last episode, I had him in the thumbnail of the video, and this man is sweating bullets, and of course I will be sweating bullets too, because he kept that money. He kept a few dollars, and it's just so sad, man. I did not know how this series was going to end, but our boy Suitor is not here anymore. He took his life. He is dead. He is deceased. That really sucks, you know, it's that he's not here anymore, that he felt that he had to take his life. I have my own opinions about suicide, you know, just like you should never do it. But at the same time, I'm not in the shoes of people that actually commit suicide, dealing with all their demons and what they have going on in their life. But we know what was going on in Suitor's life per this show, and he did not want to face the music. He did not want to embarrass his family. It was interesting because I guess it was foreshadowing that I should have saw this coming. Of course, this is based on a true story. Probably you all know, watching this, you already knew what happened to Suitor. I did not. I wanted to go into this fresh and have everything revealed to me. But when he's talking to these FBI agents right here, I thought everything was going to work out. I did not think that he was going to feel that his feet were to the fire, because they told him straight up, like, look, you're not a suspect. You are a witness. You know, let's practice this and practice that. He's talking to people later on in the episode about, you know, hey, why don't you look this information up just so you won't be blindsided when you're in the grand jury. And he's having all these flashbacks because, I mean, this is the incident right here where he found the drugs. And I guess he feels somewhat responsible, but he did not do this. And so he should get away. But he knew that this, I guess, was not the only reason he was being taken in. He found out that the GTTF, as everybody knew, that they're cooperating, as the synopsis suggests. And even though the FBI agent at the end was saying, well, they told him that, well, they didn't tell him he wasn't there. He was he was deceased at the time. But when the lawyers got the news, they were saying, like, wait a minute, he wasn't a suspect. He was a witness. We had this information. We had that information. And the other officer stood at the window and was telling Jensen, like, hey, Jamil, the other black scrawny looking cop with hair looking like mine, he was going to testify that Sean Suitor is the one that stole the drugs and kept the drugs and kept the money. And, you know, we got all those flashbacks. I mean, they're everywhere. And, you know, I just did not see that coming. And I'm really upset because, I mean, he had a wife, he had a family, he had kids, man. You know, I don't know. I don't remember in the episode if he wrote a letter or anything like that. And even at the end of the episode, when he took his life, I did not know what was going on. I mean, his lawyer was hitting him up. He was like, I can't talk right now. And lawyer texting him talking about, hey, you know, you have the court case tomorrow at 1 and you have this at 11. You need to call me back right now. That's like a 1-800 number for lawyers, EN lawyers. But whenever look at the Blackberry. But guys, when this whole thing was going on right here, I could not put it together. I'm gonna tell you what I thought was he was doing. When he kept the money, I think I remember him hiding it somewhere in an alley. Maybe this is the alley where he hid the money. I can't remember. You guys help me in the comment section. I was thinking that since he knew his feet was in the fire, possibly that he was going back to retrieve it, and he was just going to be honest, like, hey, I just want to let you know, there was this one time I was with these people, well, the other cops, and we kept some money, and I took my stash and put it over here. I just want to come clean so I can get the less sentence possible. That's kind of what I thought was going on right here, but that's not what happened. And then he was talking about how he saw somebody. Circle back 20 minutes later. I guess I should have, I mean, he was just reminiscing. He went back to the first post and all of that, you know, the motorcycle club, just reminiscing. Like, I guess I should have just knew that he was going to take his life, but I just didn't put it together. And when he was hiding behind the van and he was like, shoot, I honestly, I don't know what I thought was going to happen. I guess I was thinking that he was going to find somebody that was doing something wrong. Like when he said shoot, or like freeze, and he shot, I thought he was going to find some random person and pin it on them. But like, hey, I was chasing this person, he was doing this, and he threw the drugs, or he got the money, and there it is right there. But this is really the stuff that he had days or weeks ago. I don't even know if that makes sense with the explanation I'm trying to come up with right now. But man, my heart was broken, man, when he died. I did not see that coming. I was really surprised when this came up on the screen. I did not know what was going on. Even the other police officer was like, this doesn't make sense. He was like, where was the gun? And the other officer was like, okay, it's under his right shoulder, but it was still in his hand. But when we flipped him over, you know, he had the walkie-talkie in his left hand, and the cop was like, wait a minute. So you're fighting a guy with your right hand with the gun, but then you don't drop the walkie-talkie in your left, and the other cop was like, well, maybe he was trying to hit him with it. Yeah, it you know, they was thinking fast, you know, but damn, Suter is gone. And I did not, I was wondering, how is this playing out? How are they going to do this? And my thing is, how was he able to fake his death if there are no other weapons around? Because we got the title card at the end saying an independent review of the death of Sean Suter concluded that the detective took his life intentionally, staging the event as a death in the line of duty. Others are unconvinced, and homicide remains the official cause. Well, it's probably obvious as day to everybody else that he did take his life intentionally and try to, you know, stage the scene. But that's possibly just really too embarrassing for the department, and they don't want to have that, you know, information released to the public. That's possibly what that means, but damn, this really sucks. It really does, you know. So rest in peace, Sean Suter. You know, hopefully your family is doing well now. I don't know. I mean, because, you know, you're not here to tell us anymore, but I'm curious. I do want to kind of look a lot of that up right there just to see what was going on. Now, I do enjoy these episodes more when they focus on Mr. Wayne Jenkins. Why am I calling him Mr.? This guy right here, Wayne Jenkins. You know, one of my favorite episodes so far is episode 4, and then I'll probably say episode 5. This episode 6 is my third favorite, and it's kind of like a tie between the first 3. What's interesting to me is this dude is just really trying to lie to them and be like, hey, I didn't do it. I didn't plant the drugs. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. Everybody out there is lying. His own lawyer is like, bruh, what the hell are you talking about, man? These people got you. We have all this evidence, all these witnesses, and he still want to try to stretch the truth and lie and twist it this way and that way. I'm just like, bro, you're going down. You might as well admit it. And then he tried to admit it towards the end in court, but made that little altercation like, oh, no, I didn't. And technically, he did not plant the drugs. So technically, he wasn't lying. He had somebody else do it. And I'm thinking that when Jensen and the other FBI agent was in the pews listening to the court proceedings, they said that, hey, we just watched him do this. They knew it wasn't the Asian officer. It was like, maybe it's Jenkins. And not Jenkins, excuse me, but Suter. And this dude is really offended that old boy called and was like, hey, I got a crooked cop in front of me right now. Like, he truly believes that he's not crooked. When they was at the strip club later on, when he was talking to Jamil and Gondo, he was like, man, these people really call me a chubby cop, or like a chunky or chubby or evil cop. I'm like, bruh, are you brain dead? You are evil. You're nefarious. You no good. You a scallywag. You dirty. You corrupt. And he don't even see it that way. I don't get it. I don't get it. Now, what's also interesting to me, the other guy that was sipping them out, that he sold the drugs, he gave the drugs to in the resealing, he just gave everything up. He was like, hey, I'll tell you whatever you want to know. We got about another $3 million worth of drugs under the floorboard. I'm like, damn. I mean, like, people they just throwing each other under the bus. Now, we had the other cop, remember that they was planting BB guns. His dumb ass, hey, I had a rough childhood upbringing. Me and my brothers had to do this and do that to survive. And so I kind of thought that was the same way their lifestyle carried over to the police department. And I just assumed that all these were my brothers, all these cops. I did this for Jenkins because I thought that he would do it for me. I mean, like, it's just crazy the mindset that people have sometimes and the way they try to justify things. And look, they all throwing them under the bus. You got Jamil, you got Ward, Hendricks, Jamil again. No, that's the other dude was gone though. This is Ward right here. They all, and this is the guy that he was like, hey, I'm just gonna spill the beans, you know, I don't want to get shot. I like that he spilled the beans. That's pretty cool right there. But one part I did not like in the episode is, again, what they doing with the timeline, because when he was going back into court, you know, talking to this dude right here, I was so uninterested in this part right here. I'm like, can we get back to some of the other stuff? This timeline jumping is really bugging me. But if it didn't bug you guys, you know, let me know what you thought about that as well. But I just didn't really care for it. But I like this gentleman right here. This is where we found out that Mr. BB Gun is, you know, dropping, you know, planting guns on people. I forgot his name. I think it starts with a G. But I do like this revelation right here. That was pretty cool that he opened up about that. So I'm happy about that. Now, Wumi Masuku has been doing a great job as Miss Nicole Steele during out this whole series. She's been one of my favorite parts, but it sucks that she quit, that she resigned. I don't blame her. You know, at the beginning of this show, they thought that Hillary was going to be, the Democratic Party was going to be in the White House, but, you know, we know that it was Trump. And she was like, hey, the Civil Rights Department is dead in the water for the next 4 years. And that's what the other lady was telling her earlier in the episode. And she just feels like there's just no point. I like the fact that at the very beginning of the series, she was telling her partner right here that, and he called her out on it too. He was just like, hey, I thought you said not to put your whole life into it. You know, that when it's clock out time, it's clock out time. But obviously she is very concerned by this, you know, because earlier they was in court looking at all these gentlemen right here just saying, hey, we have half of this country with all the resources, money, and power. They just take advantage of the other. I mean, this is the system that we created, and I don't want to be a part of it. Now, quitting is not the best way to go about it. I mean, you really have to get involved on a grassroots level. That is one of the many solutions. But at the same time, I can't understand her frustration. I mean, I would be frustrated too. I mean, she's really trying to do what she can. When she put together that report, that other gentleman just called her out like, hey, what is this report not telling all the people? What is it missing? Are we the war on drugs? What is the mission? You know, we failed. And I'm just like, yeah, you know, that really did kind of send a lightning bolt down her spine, I can tell. And that's just from her great performance. And I'm embarrassed that I don't know this actor's name. This guy has been acting for decades. He's been in a ton of things, and I just cannot remember his name right now to save the life of me. But this is what I was talking about. He's a fine actor. I love this scene right here. It really opened up my eyes to a lot of things. You guys let me know what you think. Now, this is Mr. Delaney Williams playing Kevin Davis as the police commissioner. I actually like his role, and if the way he was depicted in this show, if he is like this in real life, I like him. I mean, his hands were tied, you know, hog-tied, his feet too. He really couldn't do much of anything since he's been there, but he actually seemed like somebody that was trying to make change, especially when, you know, he's having these little debates with the mayor and all that. I mean, it's hard, but she don't want to take the money away from the kids. But I was like, yeah, take the money away from overtime, you know, because Jenkins and them are, not abandoning, excuse me, but taking advantage of it. And I think he was saying something along the lines of, I don't want to take money away from the actual cops that are doing the good work. I don't know how I feel about that. I think that one of the better solutions was to take it from the overtime. But I don't know. I mean, that made sense to me, but it was just so much pushback. But you guys let me know what you think. And it's just interesting. We got all these black people right here as well, and they just couldn't work it out. But that's unfortunate. He knew he was going to get fired. He said that they just keeping me around here. And like, how long was he there? Just a few months? It just seems really unfair, but, you know, life isn't fair, unfortunately. But I have to say, going back to this, man, she said, it's your turn, motherfucker. I'm out. I don't know how y'all feel about that response right there. You think it was warranted? Let me know. I'm still on the fence with that. But yes, guys, it is bittersweet. We got our boy Jenkins right here in court. about to go to jail. He tried to clear it up, saying that he still did not purchase the drugs, but plant those drugs. But it don't matter. I'm happy with a 25-year sentence. I really am. Got this wife right there like, oh, baby, it's going to be okay. No, it's not. You are locked up for 25 years and somebody else is clapping those cheeks. I hope you're jealous because you deserve it, because you're evil and you're going to jail. Right here, declining to cooperate in any way that investigators could credit, Wayne Jenkins is serving 25 years in the federal prison. That is wonderful news. That is wonderful news. I'm so happy about that wonderful news. We also got our boy Jamil right here as well, while Mr. Davis is breaking everything down. I think he got, did I remember off the top of my head? I want to say 12 years. And I forgot, no, did they get 12 years each or 18? We're about to see. All of them getting their sentence. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. One of them so Jenkins got 25. Another two gentlemen got 7 years. This dude right here got either 15 or 18 years. Somebody else got 12. It's one, I think from what they got 7 years each, if I remember. They got 7 years each. I think he got 12. He may have gotten 12. It was all over 10 years. And so, except for Ward and this guy right here. But I'm pretty happy. I do remember Herschel. Yeah, this dude right here, he got over 15, I believe. I think Herschel got 18 years. I think. Now, again, I like Davis, but he was fired, 3 days before the trial. So that's really unfortunate by the mayor. But we're going to talk about the mayor here in a little bit because she wasn't all clean either. This asshole right here going to resign because they said that he was coaching somebody in a police shooting. He was the second in command. The second in command, Deputy Commissioner Dean Palmer, was accused by a trial witness of coaching an officer in a police shooting, and he denied doing so and resigned the same day. So he probably, I believe that he was guilty. But let's look at the mayor right here. What's going on? She gonna hire this DeSouza police commissioner, and he ain't worth a damn either because he up here doing tax evasion. Like, really? 3 years earlier, and he gonna reinstate? Well, excuse me, I'm reading the wrong part. This dude approved the dismissal of the disciplinary case against Wayne Jenkins. Why? Why would you do that? But he will resign 4 months later for federal tax evasion. It is corruption everywhere. And then a year later, the mayor herself is accused of tax evasion too. She was only sentenced to 3 years. It's crazy, ma'am. It's crazy. You are not innocent. Okay, you can't. No, this is nuts. And this decides to do, I have zero tolerance for corruption, but you want to do tax. Okay. It is what it is. Yeah, like I was saying, Herschel, they got 18 years each. And so I wish he would have got 25, but I'm cool with 18 years. Just think about that, long and hard for 18 years. That's what's up right there. It's really sad what happened after that. They just said basically crime has escalated. Eventually got 300 slams a year. That's horrible. That's horrible. That's horrible. And I forgot what he was staring at in the closet in that first or second episode, but we finally get to see it. I don't know why they had to wait, but it was just, I guess this is kind of how it started when he started doing warrants. But he's an asshole. He getting what he deserved. He in prison right now. That's good. 25 years. Everybody know his name. He's suffering. I don't like all these flashbacks, but I knew this is fake. I'm like, this can't be real right here, especially when they showed the police commissioner. What does this represent to you, this scene right here? What does it mean to you? To me, I think they're trying to say that there's just one bad apple or a couple in the police department, and, we got to cut it at its roots because it'll affect everybody else. Maybe he was just dreaming. I hope they wasn't trying to paint the picture of like, all cops aren't bad. This is just one individual that corrupted everybody. It's the training. Nobody can help it. This is what they're born into. Because when they showed the police commissioner and all these big heads right here, he even said to himself, I inherited this department. I know that's not the police commissioner Davis, but even he said that. I don't know how I feel about that, but I knew this scene wasn't real. This had to be some type of hallucination. Because like I said, the police commissioner is in here as well. And so I don't know, what do you guys think that means? I want to hear everybody's interpretation of that. And he's in prison right now for 25 years. And that is funny to me. Now, right before I hit record, I was like, you know what? I do want to see exactly where Walter Jenkins is right now. And so I actually looked it up. This is from Newsweek. Where is ex-Sergeant Wayne Jenkins now? Corrupt cop from We Own This City. This came out on April 25th of this year, so a little over a month ago. And I did read the whole thing, but I just want to scroll down to this part right here. Jenkins was given a 25-year prison sentence on June 7th of 2018, which he is currently in the midst of serving at a federal prison in Kentucky. I don't want to clap too loud if somebody has on earphones, but guys, I'm happy with that right there. I do feel that justice was served as far as Jenkins. And for the most part, a lot of the officers that was involved in all this corruption and nefarious deeds. You know, we can't have that. We can't have corruption. And about the show, it may have just centered more on bad cops and their corruption. And I did not love this show. I kind of struggled with it because I just didn't enjoy it, to be honest with you. It wasn't a horrible show. It just wasn't my favorite. I mean, a lot of these shows that I cover, sometimes I'm really looking forward to it, and I can't wait to see what happens, and I can't wait to talk about it. But after episode 2, I was like, this kind of seems like a chore, but everybody was like, B, you got to stick with it. It's like The Wire. People were telling me that I need to see The Wire in order to enjoy this show. That's not a good argument to me. If I have to watch another show that has nothing to do with this one to enjoy it, to get the style, then I don't know, this is not a good measuring stick. I mean, even if The Wire is the best show in the world, that shouldn't have to be a prerequisite for any other show. I mean, and unfortunately, it just wasn't for me. And that's fine. All things are subjective. I'm not saying that I'm better than you. If I didn't like this and you liked it or vice versa, that would be silly. But guys, that is just my opinion, and I want to thank you so much for tuning in. If you did like this video, please go ahead and give me that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, before you do all of that, just let me know what you liked about the series, this final episode, what you did not like, and let me know in the comment section what I possibly missed as far as important plot points for you. Reasons why you will want to subscribe to my channel is I have movie reviews. This did Top Gun 2 and also Doctor Strange, spoiler movie reviews. That's over an hour and 30 minutes with Eman, with Eman's movie reviews, and Elliot with movie files. A weekly movie news roundup show. Young Justice season 4, Obi-Wan Kenobi on Disney Plus. Of course, We Own This City, and The Time Traveler's Wife. I just posted that video from yesterday, and The Staircase. Have some fresh out of the theater reactions, trailer reactions, and some interviews as well. So those guys are reason that you'll want to subscribe, and I would really appreciate it. But guys, again, I just want to thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget that my name is Brandon Keith Avery, and that's just my opinion. Peace.